My name is Annette Scherr, and I'm a teacher librarian. The district seeks to irresponsibly shut down over $480 million in resources. These resources were built with state funds, state and federal funds, all to save $5 million in teacher salaries. It's ironic that LAUSD spends millions of dollars testing reading, but no money for the last 10 years on high-interest books that create a desire for students to read. Considering that LAUSD's student has the largest percentage of ESL population possibly in the entire western United States, it's ironic that these kids will not have access to high-interest reading materials. It's a question of civil rights and equity. Some schools, of course, will have the money or make the money to purchase books and a librarian. Other schools will not. This is really about equality and equity. I worked at a middle school in the inner city, Clinton Middle School, and it was built with taxpayer money. The library was beautiful. It had an adjacent computer lab where I taught digital literacy and research skills using the internet. Now that school has been shuttered, and those kids that live in that neighborhood on Jefferson in South Central, they now have no access to books at all. The public library's hours are limited. There's no Barnes and Noble bookstores in that neighborhood. And so really these kids have very little reading materials in their homes and have very little access. So when these kids graduate or when they go to LA Unified, they will be at a disadvantage to other kids in a wealthier neighborhood that have access to bookstores and whose parents are wealthy enough to buy iPads and Kindles and purchase digital books. So I think this is a real disservice to the kids of Los Angeles for them to lack libraries and reading materials. Teacher librarians are also information and digital literacy experts. Some people, continue to hold the stereotype of a teacher librarian as an old lady with glasses that sits behind a desk checking out books. Well, this is no longer the case. Most teacher librarians are educated in information literacy. In fact, many of the librarians in LA Unified have master's degrees in library information science, and what this allows them to do is to tame the web for the kids. And so the kids will learn to access high-quality materials on the internet, and we teach them how. We teach them how to respect intellectual freedom. We teach them cyber safety. We teach them about cyberbullying, which is actually, cyberbullying has now become more prevalent than bullying on campuses. So we teach them ethical use of information and ethical use of the internet. And of all times to cut out teacher librarians when this cyberbullying is going on and when ethical use of information is and digital citizenship, teaching good manners is so important, is totally absurd. If you want to prevent the total decimation of the school library media programs, if you want to support literacy, if you want to raise student achievement and ensure the future success of children and students, keep teacher librarians in the schools. And remember, it's about equity. And that's it. Done. Fini.